Alright everybody, welcome back to CWRL's Fight Night at the Freedom Factory, and we have made it once again to our final round, the main event of the main event, and we will see the points leaders, the Candymen, take on third place in points, the Intimidators. The Candymen have a 16-point lead over the Intimidators, and in other interesting points news before we get started with the final round here, the top four in points are once again secure for next week at Fight Night, but the points gap between 4th and 5th, the King's Court and the Bushwhackers, have narrowed significantly, with there being, I think it's like a 13 or 14 point advantage held by the King's Court over the Bushwhackers. So the Bushwhackers may not be looking at traffic jam qualifying for too much longer here, but it is time to get into the final round here, and in the final round we add another 5 minutes to the clock, so these teams have 20 minutes to settle it all, to score as many points as they can and add to their championship totals. I want to thank everybody who sticks around for these shows, who watches along with us, who enjoys them. You can find these clips for 2 weeks on the Twitch channel, and they are also uploaded onto YouTube. Feel free to look them up there as well. And in a few weeks still, don't forget, we will have the Slinger Showdown from Slinger Speedway, one of the world's fastest quarter miles. And let's get through instantaneous qualifying here.
Drivers,
and
to your cars.
See the checker car for the Candymen starting on pole, with the checker car for the Intimidators in the 4th spot there. So it's going to be interesting to see how these positions shake out and unfold before you as we get into the final round here of Fight Night at the Freedom Factory for CWRL.
Drivers, to...
You can see the pace car working his way on the backstretch for the final time. Candymen have a 16-point advantage over the Intimidators. The pace car moves off. The green flag's out and the clock ticks down the final 20 minutes of Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. You can see the Intimidators moving out to an early lead over the checkers car for the Candymen. The Candymen fall back into second spot looking to recover that position, but the checkers car for the Intimidators is right on his back bumper looking to take that position away. He gets the inside line and he clears him for the spot. The Candymen fall back from 1st to 3rd in a matter of one lap. And you can see that the checkers car for the Intimidators now assumes the top spot and starts scoring points on the Candymen, closing the gap between them. You can see that wrecker car having a tough time holding these traffic jammers back for the 4th spot. And it looks like the top 3 have checked out into a zone of their own. And it looks like the wrecker car for the Canyon wants to get in on that action. You can see that some of the traffic jammers are mixing it up with each other, spinning out. And the Intimidators looking to reassume the lead and take points back. We're down to 18:30 remaining at Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. The Intimidators looking to steal their second win of the season from the Candymen, who came into the finals here with a 16-point advantage. You can see that he has successfully recaptured the top spot. The Intimidators once again looking to score points by leading laps and close that total over the Candymen. You can see that we are already coming up onto traffic jammers. as we are only 2.5 minutes into this main event. Traffic jammers have now fallen back a good distance to the checker and wrecker cars. And the Intimidator's wrecker car riding the wall there, falling back into the third position. You can see the checkers car for the Candymen looking to take the top spot away from the Intimidators. Looking to pad on to their own lead as we are working lap 14 now. The Intimidators coming close to eliminating the gap between them and the Candymen, as they have led, I think it's like at least 12 or 13 of these laps with their checkers car so far. You can see the Intimidators looking to score 3 points with this traffic jammer. Cuts it close. The checkers car for the Candymen looking on the outside. Twice of it. The Intimidators completes the pass. Scores 3 points for their team. You can see the top four making quick work of that traffic jammer. We're down to 15:30 remaining at Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. And a traffic jammer for the Intimidators became a victim of more chaos. It becomes another fallen traffic jammer to the lead pack. That's 3 points for the Candymen. Intimidators looking to come out of here with their second Fight Night victory. Actually, no wait, I think it'd be their first Fight Night victory, but their second CWRL victory, as they won our inaugural event, the Battle of Bristol. Yes, that is correct. My mistake. This would be their first victory here at Fight Night. They're trying to do it for Dale. Down to 14:30 remaining here at Fight Night, as the Intimidators have closed the gap between them and the Candymen, and I believe they are now starting to build a lead of their own. With every lap that checkers car leads, it's another point for the Intimidators. Wrecker car for the Intimidators, playing wingman right now. The checkers car for the Candymen in the back of this top four pack. Not having the performance that they need to have to get their second CWRL victory. They would be getting their second Fight Night victory, as their first win came last week. It would have been 2 in a row, but it looks like the Intimidators are shutting that dream right down, as the wrecker car for the Intimidators just got taken out by one of their own traffic jammers. There are a couple traffic jammers between the leader and second place now, with the checkers car for the Candymen in a distant third. another traffic jammer about to fall prey to the leader. Traffic jammer is about to go a second lap down. 3 more points for the Intimidators. We've got 12.5 minutes remaining in our main event here. The Intimidators are adding to their points lead now over the Candymen. The Candymen came into this with a 16-point advantage that has all but vanished, while the Intimidators have dominated by leading laps here. Just got taken out by one of the traffic jammers, and chaos ensues here as he has solidly lost the lead and fallen back into the second spot. Amazingly, that's all he fell back. As you can see, the record car now for the Candymen has taken the lead, and it is a commanding lead at that. Meanwhile, you can see that the Intimidator's checker car has fallen back into the second spot. The checker car for the Candymen is in a distant fourth now. I do believe he is not too far off from being put down a lap by the leader. The leader is coming out of turn 4. He's about straight away behind that checker car. But the Intimidators have done what they needed to do so far, and they just put down, they just lost the lead. Taking the lead back for themselves in a twist of fate there. As I was talking about how they lost that lead, they had just taken it back, and now I guess they continue to add points to their total. Intimidator's checker car continuing to show the way. We are down to 9 minutes remaining in the main event here. The wrecker car for the Candyman was once showing the way and been taken out in a stroke of bad luck. You can see that the checker car and wrecker car for each team respectively here battling. The Candymen checker car taking the third spot away from the Intimidators. Coming up on 8 minutes remaining here. The Intimidators put another traffic jammer a lap down. I believe all the traffic jammers have been lapped at least once now. with their second CWRL victory. You can see the record car for the Candymen looking to close the gap between him and the leader. But the damage has already been done, as the checker car for the Candymen has fallen way behind, and the Intimidators have closed the points gap with ease, having led a majority of this main event, scoring as many points as they have. They more than easily overcame that 16-point gap that they had between them. The Intimidators looking to come out of here with their second victory, and first at Fight Night. One other thing that should be mentioned is, if they can win the main event, they get 50 bonus points for winning the main event there. And those points would be huge when it comes to catching up to the Candymen and Boogie Racing in the overall point standing. The Intimidators are third, and they're a little over 300 points back on the leaders right now. So this is looking to be a very good points day for the Intimidators. If they can lead the remainder of this event, we have 6 minutes remaining here in the main event of Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. I thank you once again for joining us here. I am the Keith Guru in 1986, guiding you through all of the action as best I can, learning as we go along, getting a little better week by week here. The checker car for the Intimidators works lap 59. We go back into our live view, coming out of turns 3 and 4 to start lap 60. He has more traffic jammers in his windshield, more points for him to take. But that record car for the Candymen, not too far behind, probably about half a straightaway now. He closed the gap little by little. Meanwhile, you can see the checker car here for the Candymen about to clear these traffic jammers. And now I believe it is 1, 2, 3. Yes. And you can see the record car for the Intimidators completing the pass on that traffic jammer. So now, when he finishes through that final traffic jammer, it will be traffic jammers 1, 2, 3, 4 once again. We're down to 4:45 remaining in the main event. The Intimidators have led most of the main event, scoring most of the points. Has scored points from putting traffic jammers a lap down. All the checker and record cars remain on the lead lap, so no points scored from there. The Intimidators had to close a 16-point gap between them and the Candymen, and they have done so with minimal effort. You can see the leader working through this heavy pack of traffic jammers, scoring 3 more points for his team. Next week will be another fight night. Be sure to join us for that. The top 4 in points will remain the same, with the Candymen, Boogie Racing, the Intimidators, and the Kingsport all locked spots for the main event tournament next week. The Bushwhackers came close to taking that 4th spot away. They have cut that gap between them and the Kingsport to under 20 points. So next week could be a big week for them. Meanwhile, we see the Intimidators continuing to dominate through this pack of traffic jammers as we come down to the final 3 minutes of this event. Let's pass that traffic jammer with ease. As you can see, the record car for the Candymen trying to do the same. He has 2 cars between him and the leader, now just 1. Intimidators looking like they're going to come out of this with their second CWRL victory. The first team for a second victory on the season. See the checker car here in a very, very distant third, with the wrecker car for the Intimidators not too far behind him. You can cycle back around to the leader, who's looking at 6 more easy points right in front of him. As we come down to the final 2 minutes in this main event, the Intimidators looking to come away with their second CWRL victory, their very first here at the Freedom Factory for Fight Night. And for sure, they're definitely going to be closing in on the top 2 in points. Boogity Racing only coming out of this event with 39 points, but still, that's 39 points in the first round, and that is an impressive showing for a defeated team in the first round. We're down to the final 90 seconds here, as the Intimidators have now cleared all of the lap traffic, and now there is really nothing in their way. It is smooth sailing ahead. No lap traffic ahead for some distance. We wrap things up in chopper view for the final minute. There's also the 50 points that come with winning the main event. A lot of points to be scored here by the Intimidators today. They could be coming out of here with close to 300 points. We worked the final 30 seconds of Fight Night at the Freedom Factory. The Intimidators look like they have it locked here. Looks like they'll be coming away with their second victory. It's going to be 2 to go at the line as time will expire on the next lap. 10 seconds remaining here in Fight Night. The Intimidators have locked it up, securing their second win of the season here. The biggest determination will be how many points have they scored. White flag. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Fight Night at the Freedom Factory here once again. The Intimidators will come out on top tonight over the Candymen. And the Checkers cars have lapped all of the appropriate cars to score all of the points that they can. And it looks like that is 18 points for the Candymen that they can add to their point total. Whether that's, you know, it still adds to their point lead. Pretty sure the Candymen did not lead any of the laps here in the main event, but it is always good to double check. They definitely did not. They led the rest of the way. They led all but 10 laps. So that's 73 points. Pardon me. It's 82 plus 12 is 94. Plus 50 more is 144 points in the main event. And the Candymen will leave defeated here with 127 points on the day. Still a good showing for runner-up position. And the Intimidators will leave today with 237 points. So very, very impressive performance by the Intimidators today at Fight Night. And that, I do not believe, is enough to close the gap between them and second place. So they will still be in third place. So the points order will remain the same, with the Candymen in the top spot, Boogity Boogity Racing in second, the Intimidators in third, and the King's Court in fourth for next week's Fight Night. So that includes this evening's program. For CWRL, I am the Geek Guru 1986. Thank you for having us along. And coming up next on Geek Guru TV will be Random Stuff. Enjoy.